Hi everyone, this is Yana and I'm back with another video. This time I'm sharing a project featuring a couple products from the new Simon Says stamp from All of Us release. This video is also part of a blog hub with giveaways, so be sure to check my blog for more information. I'll try to keep this video short and to the point, and I'm going to start working on my card by die cutting a panel out of this gorgeous pearlescent cardstock using Simon Says stamp stitched rectangle die. Now I have no clue who is the manufacturer of this paper, as I've had it for a long time and I've been kind of saving it for a special card. It's a very thick cardstock and it also has this beautiful pearlescent finish. Since the card that I'm making today is rather simple, I kind of knew I needed to use some kind of a special cardstock to make it pop, as it kind of, it doesn't just look the same on plain white cardstock. I'm using my Platinum die cutting and embossing machine, and I recently got a magnetic platform, so I am not taping my die down this time, as I have the magnet holding it in place. Now I also have this new gorgeous Jingle Snowflake die, and this is a new die from the new release, and I just love the way these snowflakes are incorporated into the music sheet. It's so clever and so fun. So I'm going to use this die to do two things. First, I'm going to emboss this design onto my card panel, and then I'm going to cut it out of gold mirror cardstock. So let's emboss first. I'm going to place my die onto my die cut panel and tape it in place with washi tape. I'm not trusting the magnet this time. I need to make sure it's taped. And I'm using my embossing sandwich and I'm going to emboss. Now I did mess up here a little bit. I kind of wanted the die to be embossed in the top part of my panel, but because I placed it the wrong side up, I ended up having it embossed on the bottom part of my panel. Not a big deal, it still looks awesome, it's still the same design, so I can work with that. Usually when you emboss with dies like this, dies that are not meant for embossing, you might end up getting cracks in your cardstock. And this depends a whole lot on the kind and weight of cardstock that you're using. You can spritz your paper with water just slightly to prevent the cracking, but I didn't do it and the cracking didn't really bother me on my piece, so I went with it. And besides, I kind of knew that I wanted to have another die cut on top of this, so it would actually cover the cracks that I had in my paper. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut this snowflake, the Jingle Snowflake, out of my all-time favorite gold mirror cardstock. Boy, do I love this particular cardstock. I am using it like crazy these days, and I used to use it just for the holiday cards, but now I feel like I'm using it all year round. Now this particular cardstock is from Dovecraft. It's a UK brand, and I'm actually having a couple of packs of this paper shipped here as I'm running dangerously low. I cannot work if I do not have this cardstock ready and available to die cut something. Now, Alt New also recently came out with a similar cardstock, almost identical, I would say. The difference is in size. The Dovecraft Gold Mirror cardstock is A4 in size, and the Alt New Gold Mirror cardstock is has letter size. And I actually think that a couple other companies also have the same gold mirror cardstock. I'll try to look for some and link to a few if I find any for your convenience. So here I have my gorgeous Jingle die cut snowflake cut, and I plan to have it right there over the embossed element. You could have it offset slightly, and I think that would also look awesome. Now I bet this die would also look fantastic when cut out of white glitter paper or white cardstock and covered with glitter. Hero Arts has some fabulous glitter that I've been playing with. The other day I was working on a couple little houses, like a mini Christmas village, and I might just have to go and give this die cut a try and cut it out of white cardstock and then add that glitter on top. I think that's gonna look just fabulous. Next, I'm going to go ahead and heat emboss the sentiment, and I'm going for Happy Holidays from All of Us. I'm using Simon and Dexter stamp set, also from the new release, and I'm heat embossing it in gold embossing powder from Hero Arts. I'm prepping the surface of my cardstock panel using my anti-static powder tool and stamping both sentiments in Versamark ink. Now this particular cardstock warped a great deal after I embossed it, even though I preheated my heat tool, so I kinda had to look for a way to keep it flat. Whenever this happens, I like to use a layer of foam and just adhere the whole piece onto fun foam. This not only helps to flatten your paper, but it also adds dimension, and I just love to have a lot of dimension on my cards. I used to use cardstock for this. It's also helpful, but fun foam just works a little better, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and use some glue. I'm using Scrapbook Adhesive's two-way glue pen, and I'm adhering my Jingle snowflakes onto my panel. Going to place a clear block on top and apply some pressure to let the glue dry, just so that I don't have to hold this all the time. This die cut is actually wider than my card base and my die cut panel, and I thought about trimming it down a little bit, to be as wide as my at least my card base, but I ended up leaving it as is. I kind of like this look, a little messy and I don't know, kind of playful. I also added a little Believe word sticker from the DIY shop collection from American Crafts, and I used some foam squares to pop it up a little bit. I'm using my tweezers now to hold this piece and help me place it in the center of my die cut panel. I'm also using the grid lines of my cutting mat to align things properly and make sure I have the sticker exactly in the center. I've already pre-cut a card base out of thick white cardstock, and I'm adding my panel on top just to see how it all looks together. And I'm also going to add a couple of gold glitter enamel dots, also from the same DIY collection from American Crafts. Again, I'm using my tweezers to pick them up and transfer onto my card. So I'm adding two little dots next to the Believe word, and then one other little dot under the snowflakes. Now, using tweezers seems to be a little easier for me than to use my fingers. Lastly, I'm going to use that layer of fun foam that I mentioned earlier. I don't have any in white, so I grabbed this pink color, and pink obviously doesn't go well with this card. So I'm going to do a little trick here. Use silver glitter washi tape and tape the edges of this piece to hide the pink color. Now, when you look at the side of the card, you will see a nice silver glitter instead of the unsuitable pink. And, it looks kind of fun and unexpected if you ask me. I would have used gold if I had any. Unfortunately, I don't. I only have this glitter tape in silver, and I've been kind of on a lookout for gold, but I haven't found any yet. So this is why I'm using silver. But if you have gold, and if you're making another card like this, I would say use gold. It would look better. Finally, I'm using my tape runner and adding adhesive to the fun foam and adhering it onto my panel, and adding more adhesive to the other side and adhering this piece onto my card base. I'm using Scrapbook Adhesive's Grand Tape Runner for this, and I've had this one for a while now, and I have to say I'm very happy with it. It holds well and it lasts a while, so this is a win-win if you ask me. Okay, so this finishes our card. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and feel inspired to create. If you liked this card idea in this video, please give it a thumbs up, drop me a comment. I love hearing from you, and maybe share this video with a crafty friend. I have lots more card ideas on my YouTube channel. Feel free to check them out for additional inspiration. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!